Today, I will be talking about cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or also known as CPR. CPR can be very helpful and it's very important to know. It's not only very important to know for parents or babysitters, but also just for the general public. It's very helpful in extending one's life, or at least until the medics can get there and can do their part. It is very easy to learn, but you do have to follow specific steps to have it work properly without hurting the person you are performing on. A few of the common rules when performing CPR is that adults do differ from kids, and both of them also differ from pregnant women. For the public, it is recommended that you only do compressions, not mouth to mouth. If it is necessary for you to perform mouth to mouth, they have a mask for it, and it is most important to call 911 in any situation. And if you can't, have someone else do it for you. The steps to begin CPR. First, when you arrive at the scene, you need to make sure that your patient is responsive. And then you need to call 911. Like I said, if you are not able to call 911, have someone else call them for you. First, you need to open their airway by tilting their head back and their chin up. Then you want to check if they're breathing. That's where you would go down by their chest and listen for them breathing. If they are not breathing, that could mean they have a blocked airway, in which case you would have to perform the Heimlich maneuver, which I'll be talking about here soon. And if they are breathing, you are able to begin CPR. The CPR steps for an adult. First, you need to focus on hand placement. One hand goes over the other, and your arms need to be completely straight when performing. When you give pumps, they need to be 2 inches deep into the person's chest. And you need to do 100 compressions per minute. And this can be very hard to comprehend. So a way to remember it is by singing the song Staying Alive by Bees Geese, such as, staying alive, staying alive. And you go along with that. After you do these compressions, if it is necessary for you to perform mouth to mouth, you would continue with the mask. You would place this, as it says, over the nose, as so, and you would breathe through this nozzle, as you can see here. You would breathe 2 times into the mask, and then you would continue with your compressions. You would continue to repeat this until the medics arrive or until your patient is better. The CPR steps for a child, they're typically along the same lines as an adult. The only big difference is you do need to apply less pressure with the size difference. Next, I'll be talking about the Heimlich maneuver. This is on adults. First, you want to make sure you ask if they are coughing, yes or no. This could be a sign of whether they are choking. You would also want to see if they are speaking or breathing. If they are doing so, they might be able to cough it up if you can talk them through it. And next would be signals. Usually hands around the neck means that they are choking. Next would be to call 911, as always. And then you would like to have the person bend over and you give them 5 hits to the back with this part of your hand. Then you would put your fist above their navel, or also known as the belly button, with a thumb inward. Place your hand over it, and as you push in and up, you keep doing this until the object is dislodged. The Heimlich for an infant is actually quite different. So first, once again, you check if they're breathing, yes or no. Then you want to rest them over your forearm. Also this will be on your thigh. And you want them face down, and you will gently hit their back once again with this part of the hand. And if this is not dislodging the object, you want to face them upward with their heads slightly lower, and you give them 2-finger compressions. You continue to repeat both of these steps until the object is dislodged, and you can bounce in between the two. A few of the key notes to remember when performing CPR is that mouth-to-mouth is not recommended. This is because for sanitary reasons, such as diseases or sicknesses, it's just much safer for the public to stick with compressions unless you have the mask or it's necessary. Like I said, pregnant women do differ, so if you would like to know more about that, you can go to Red Cross. Always call 911. Even if the patient is okay afterwards, you still want to call 911. And you may hear bones cracking when performing chest compressions. That is because you're applying a lot of pressure. This is normal as long as you can get your patient to breathe again. This is a minor problem. And always check the airway first, because if you are not checking their airway, this could cause more problems when trying to perform CPR. Like I said, you can go to redcross.org or healthline.com to find more information on this. And if you want to know what not to do in a case of having to perform CPR, please watch the CPR scene from The Office. Thanks.